Yo, what's good? Game Geek here. We're gonna be making Jaya Fiery Negotiator deck today, and we're basically going to be doing black and red colors. This is going to be a budget deck build. This was something that was requested by one of the subscribers of the channel, and if you're watching now, you're not subscribed, please make sure to subscribe, and maybe I could build a budget deck for you, or just a deck for you based on some cards that we have in our collection. Let's go ahead and turn that music off, and we're gonna play the game sound here. It's a little boring, but it's okay. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be doing Jaya the Fiery Negotiator, and we're gonna be trying to find out how can we make this work in a budget deck situation here. So first things first, we're gonna add Jaya. And I know you can't see me. Yeah, I know you can't see my search here. Um, Maybe I could move my webcam to another portion of the screen. Or maybe it doesn't matter. Anyway, we're gonna leave it there. So yeah, first we're gonna add the Jaya's Fire NATO. Interesting. Don't really know if that's good or not. Don't think so. Anyway, they said that they had 3 Jayas in their deck. We have 4, and this is budget, so we're just gonna do what they said that they had. They had 3, so we're gonna go with 3. Which this is disgusting. I know doing 3 of something when you have 4 and the deck's built around it, it's gonna suck. But anyway, all right, we're gonna put Jaya in the deck. Now I'm gonna tell you exactly where I'm gonna go. We're gonna go to the 1-drops. I'm gonna search uncommon, because there are some uncommon cards that I feel like you just have to play whether you play red or black. Right now, they're just too good. One of those is the newest card that came, well, one of the newer cards came from the set, is Cut Down. This just lets you get rid of a creature that has a power and toughness total of 5 or less. So it's going to help keep some of the early game creatures off the board until you can put your Jaya down. So you got to play 4 of those. And now, I know this is a budget deck, but there are going to be a lot of uncommons in this deck, because I feel like uncommons, you should have a lot of rare cards, wild cards for those, or either you've pulled a lot of the uncommons from the packs that you've been getting. If not, you probably just need to grind a little bit harder on your daily quests and get some more wins. But we are going to have a lot of uncommons in the deck. In order to make it budget, we're going to exclude jamming the deck pack full of mythic rares and rares, because then that would make it less budget, obviously. But we are going to have some uncommons. There are really good uncommons to put in the deck. So Cut Down is the first one that makes it there. We need some one drops, because when you play a Planeswalker, the goal is to make sure you have things that keep your field clear, the opponent's field clear, so that you can provide a safe landing for the Planeswalker. That's the best way to play Planeswalkers, is either you have creatures on your field that can block for you, or you either just keep your opponent's field clear as best as possible until your Planeswalker lands, so that way you can make sure your Planeswalker stays on the field, unless the opponent specifically has like a Planeswalker removal card. So after choosing Cut Down, because we're going to try to keep the small creatures off the board, and now we're going to put Play with Fire, because there are a lot of 2/2 creatures that can be dangerous early in the game that combo with a lot of other creatures and effects. So this will allow you to get rid of those creatures, or if they don't play any creatures, this provides you with versatility. You can go ahead and scry, make sure you get your land, or make sure you get your Jaya to help with consistency. So you got to play a Play with Fire. In any red deck, you have to play with Fire. It's just too good of a one drop. Why not play with Fire? Cut Down, I believe now you have to play with this in every black deck as well. So those are our one drops. We're gonna have 8 one drops, and I'm a fan of doing 8 one drops and 8 two drops. So now we're gonna go into our two drops, and there are so many different directions you can go with the two drops. I already have an idea what I'm going to do for two drops. We're going to keep it with the uncommons. Actually, we can even add in some commons here, because you want this one here. It's going to add a lot of control. It is, you all know the creature. We've all seen it played against us. Is the one where you summon it and it makes you discard a card. Yeah, we go with Virus Beetle. So you're going to play a Virus Beetle as a black card, because one is going to give you a blocker on the field, and it's also going to remove a card from your opponent's hand. So with this, you're controlling their hand a little bit, but also you need a blocker. So if this happens to stay on the field by the time you get Jaya, you have something to kind of protect it. So very good card. You always want to enter the battlefield effects that come in right before your Planeswalker, so that way you get value out of the creature first, and then the creature can go ahead and die if it needs to block, or maybe you bait the opponent into doing something that destroys that creature and they waste a removal spell. So now let's see if we have anything on the red side that could be useful. Honestly, it is not the absolute best option, but something I have been playing lately is the, let's see if we can find it. Lightning Strike is not a bad idea here, because it's just defense, or you can burn for their life, but I don't want that. Well, that's the Lightning Strike that came with Jaya. So you could put this in here. I would probably say not put 4 in there, maybe 2 at the most. But anyway, we're going to continue on. I want something that gives me a little bit more protection than just doing 3 damage. Even though this is very good. If they play a creature, you do 3 to that creature. But if they play nothing, then you could just do 3 to their health. Just like with Play with Fire. So anyway, we're going to see anything else red that we could put in here as a 2-drop. So yeah, red doesn't have many 2-drops that you just get good enter the battlefield effects. There is this one card I'm looking for, however. Let's see. This is decent, because if it does die, you create a token. So you could say you play this on turn 2, and then if on turn 3 you try to attack and it dies, it actually is going to create a treasure token, and then that way you could play Jaya on turn 3. So this is okay. You have to be able to plan out your turns this way. If you're able to get a creature on the field a lot, Planeswalker on the field a lot faster, that's going to be more beneficial to you. So let's just say we let's just throw into Riveters for right now. There was another creature that I wanted to show you and see if I could even find it. It is the one that has haste. Let's make sure I'm actually searching in the correct. Okay. Yeah, and we're actually doing alchemy, guys, because alchemy has some of the better card effects. But let's see, we can't find it. Huh. All right, sorry. There was one. What's the haste creature that gives you a token if your things are blocked? Big spender. So you got big spender. So we'll put 2 big spenders. All right, so we'll try a few different things here. Big spender, riveters. We'll try. Let's try one lightning strike here. Take out one of the riveters and play a lightning strike. So you got a lot of defense at the bottom level. All right, so then we go to turn 3. What do we want to play for turn 3? For black, I actually would like to. Let's see. Target player discards 2 cards. This actually doesn't seem that bad, believe it or not. Getting the target player to discard goes along with Virus Beetle. I would say let's try this. We'll play 3 of those just to see. I've never seen that card before. But let's do that. And Gravelighter is actually pretty good. You want something to help sacrifice creatures, so let's take out Aggressive Sabotage. Let's try one of those and 3 Gravelighters. Yeah, because you want the ability to either choose to sacrifice one of their creatures or draw a card that can help you draw into your Jaya. So that's cool. We'll put that there. What else we have here? So those are some good black cards. Let's see what else we have for the red. So you have this Exhibition Magician, which is good. It can create that token, so that way you're guaranteed to be able to play your Jaya on turn 3. Oh, excuse me, on turn 4. We'll roll with 2 of those magicians for right now. Let's see what else we have here. We also have, let's see, what else do we have here that is decent? Rending Flame is actually decent too, just to provide some defense. All right, so what does that give us? That gives us 8. That gives us 8 3-drops. Do we want 8 3-drops? I'm not sure. That is quite a lot, so we may want to subtract something here. Let's see. The only thing I could think of is we could keep the 8 3-drops, and then let's do this. Let's say we increase the big spenders and lightning strikes. Yeah, let's say we increase big spenders and lightning strikes. We're gonna make those. So that's the other art. I want the newer art for the lightning strikes. Let's increase the big spenders and the riveters. So that gives us 12 2-drops. And then now we can add some more 3s, which would be, let's try to keep a budget. I gotta remember, never mind. Oh wait, actually, instead of the riveters, we're gonna put this here. This will help us. Let's go back. This card here, Reclusive Painter, too good because this is going to help us skip ahead. We can skip right ahead to turn 4 or turn 3 playing Jaya. So that's good. Lightning Strike, we'll take that out for now. So we got Virus, Beetle, boom, boom, boom. Got our ones, 12. All right, and then let's see what other fours that we have available to us. Let's see. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, target creature can't. The second time that creature attacks. Sizzling Soloist. Let's see what this is. When you sacrifice one or more creatures, which we do have a little bit of sacrifice, but that's not enough sacrifice. Let's see what else we got here. We've got when you cast a non-creature spell, it does 1 damage to each opponent, 2 damage. Let's see, anything else that's in if at the beginning of your upkeep any opponent may sacrifice a creature. No, that one doesn't seem good. And that one's about milling cards. This one, no. Yeah, that's a struggle here. I don't really see any good 4-drops. Any good 4-drops here that could synergize with the deck. I may be looking too hard on this one. Let's see. Each opponent sacrifices a creature unless they discard a card. No, we're not going to use that. We see we've got ninjutsu rats. Oh yeah, man, this is getting rough right here. Because now we have to think about how do we end the game? Like, yeah, we got Jaya on the field. We can attack, we're sacrificing, we're helping them sacrifice some of their creatures, we're helping them discard some of their stuff. We need like one other big card. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to move a little bit out of budget land because we're going to make it where this can't be the only rare or mythic rare card in the deck. So let's move up a little bit. Let's see what else we got. Mythic rare and rares that are black. I'll tell you right now that as far as exile, you have cards like let's see, demons, devils, imps, and tieflings. This creates a monk. I would say Prosper Tomebound seems okay because you play cards from exile. Let's see, maybe we could do that. We could do like a pretty, I guess, extreme combo at the end where we play 3 Tomebounds and then play maybe 2 of the Nafo Neshi, Nafeshni. All right. So what that will do is basically Jaya can exile cards. This creates tokens when you exile cards, and then this basically lets you copy cards that you're playing from exile, plus it gives them haste. Now looking at the Exhibition Magician. Let's see, should we keep this one? I guess we're going to see. When it comes to deck building, you really just have to play with stuff to see how it goes. Okay, I do have Jaya there. Let's see what other good pet we have. Like something, I guess something with fire. Yeah, this is the best thing I can find is this elemental here. We're gonna keep those. Let's see, the card sleeves. Oh yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, we'll go with that. Fiery. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm still thinking. Jaya, Prosper, Tomebound. We're gonna have to see how it works. That's the only thing. There's no other way to know if this is a good idea or not. So let's go ahead and set up our lands. Let's set up the lands. Like I said, I know this is budget, but I'll say you probably have at least one of these lands. If you do, you'll play them. You may not have any of these, but if you have one like I do, see, so I don't craft lands. I just go with whatever I pull because I don't want to craft land. So let's just say you have one Haunted Ridge. If you do, I'm going to slot in a Forsaken Crossroads because that's always good when you're playing two colors. And then we'll leave it at that. I don't want too many tap lands just because I'm playing Cut Down and Play with Fire. But if you had to put in some tap lands, once again, we could go to the uncommon lands and take that out. Actually, it's not even uncommon. They're just the common lands. And then you put in the black and the red. You want the ones that give you life too, since they're a little bit slower. You want to gain life to keep you alive. And we'll leave it at that. Those are our lands. All right, so we've got that. We're going to call this the Jaya. We'll just call it Jaya Red Black for right now. I don't know what to call it. We can call it Jaya Exile because it's got a lot of exile in it. And we'll see how this deck morphs over time. Is this going to be good? I have no idea. But we're just going to go into Alchemy, not ranked. We'll see how it plays first, and then we'll change some things out. But go into this match here. If you're watching, please support the channel. You got the Cashapp up top. Please feel free to send any donations that could help out with the channel, help support. And yeah, let's get right into it. All right, so this is not good. We don't have a black. If we had a black, then it would make us feel super comfortable, but we're just gonna go with what we got. We're just gonna pray that we get a black land. I'm going first, so it's not promising here. I would have rather gone second since I didn't have that land and I want to get that draw. But this is looking bad already. We got the Exhibition Magician that's going to give us a black land, however. So we were just thinking about taking out the Exhibition Magician. It looks like we're going to really need that black mana because the this priest could get out of control if we can't cut it down quick enough. We'll give them a chance to... Okay, we don't care about that. And then he's going to do that. Alright, so he's putting 1+1 counter. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of the priest. We don't even know if we're going to be able to play a card next turn. I could have saved that. That was actually a misplay. So we're gonna quit. I don't like wasting time on games, but actually it's kind of a misplay because what I could have done is just waited till my turn and played a Kalane, which gave me another token. Then that would allow me, you know, more flexibility on what I was going to do on that next turn, and I would still had a black available. So that was actually just it shows you the power of misplaying. There is very powerful to really think out your strategy, think a turn ahead, and I kind of rushed it because I was just anxious. However, we did start out with a hand that was undesirable, kind of like this one, but we do have the Play with Fire that can help us. Going first here isn't bad when you got to Play with Fire, because now you can watch for the creature that you're going to play on turn one, which he's not, so we're just going to go ahead and Play with Fire, Scry, and I'm gonna not take that risk. I do want to take the risk because I want to get Jaya out on turn 4. Remember, the deck is built around getting Jaya out on the field. However, we're going to miss the Virus Beetle. This deck is not hitting me well with the black lands at all. Okay, so he's got artifact thingies. And once again, the deck does the same thing. So the lands are killing us here. I don't know why we're having such bad luck with the lands. This doesn't mean that the deck is bad, believe it or not. It's just part of Magic where you have to be at the mercy of whatever lands you draw. There is no other way around it. And that's what's happening right now, is it's somehow giving me all of these red lands. We could go back in and look at the land spread that it had set us up with. But yeah, this is just not cool how they're doing us with the lands. We need to test the deck out in a way that shows what happens when we do get the lands that we need. And so hopefully this is one game where we can test that out. Yeah, we got a black and a red, so now we can actually play the game. That's all we needed, was just to see one black and one red land. So finally, Magic decides to let us play. We're actually gonna go with that tap land first. This is why I don't recommend tap lands usually, but it's okay. Doesn't seem like it's going to affect us negatively yet. And we're gonna play the big spender. He doesn't have any removal. That is instant, so that's okay. And then we've got turn 3. Once again, we're gonna go unanswered, and then we've got defense in our hand to play with fire and cut down. May be able to stop whatever he's going to put down here. We're going to go ahead and play with fire here. We'll take another land, and he plays this. We'll cut. We can't even cut it down actually. So we're going to keep going here. Play Jaya. Alright, and we'll leave that as is. So yeah, we might as well just go ahead and get the Jaya out on the field. Yes, he's going to attack into the Jaya, but nothing we can do there. So now we're running into the problem. It's like, what do we do when we have creatures that are too big? Now we see that we're going to need some other cards in our deck that are better forms of removal. Instead of playing this, instead of playing the Prosper, maybe we need something that's going to take creatures, or something that's going to allow him to sacrifice creatures. That would be better. So maybe we'll put something in here that helps him sacrifice creatures, because that doesn't do damage to these creatures, and then that would have kept us alive here. So the Jaya is going to die. I don't have the right type of defense to deal with this type of deck. So now we have to keep in mind what caused us to lose the match and what could help us stay in the game longer. So we're going to put sacrificial instants and sorceries here, or things that can just take the creatures away. So play that. That doesn't matter. We'll play the Nefelshi, which, like, that stuff combos, that's cool and all, but yeah, it doesn't really do much. We'll go ahead and cut down, just so that way we can get some damage in. Don't know how much that's going to help anything at this point, but we'll go ahead and push that in. And then we exile to get another big spender. And the big spender didn't really do much, but it's okay. Alright, so we're waiting, and already thinking about some cards that will just, maybe we'll just put something that just simply destroys the creatures. We'll keep it simple. That's the only thing I could think of. Something that just simply destroys creatures. Okay, so he's doing a destroy creature thing here, and doing exile. He's get the dragon and the cutthroat. Okay, see how that works out for him. And yeah, we're gonna lose this match also. Alright, so we know what we need to do now. We're going to adjust some things. So maybe we'll put more 3-drops in, more 3s. Let's go back into the deck build. Yeah, we'll put in more 3s instead of these. How about we put in more 3s that are not so much. Yeah, we need something like destroy. So we'll probably put in 3 of those. And what else do we have that could sacrifice? We got Grave Lighters. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's good. We'll just go with Grave Lighters and the Heroic Downfall. So play 3 of those. 3 of those. Let's see, because I don't think there's anything on 3 that gain control. Yeah, I don't see anything there that's really like a gain control or anything here for 3 drops. So, yeah, what we'll do, just play some stuff that just straight up destroys and sacrifices. And these are all, that's instance, a sorcery. Let's look at the 4s. Let's see, we have a 4 that does something similar. Like a 4 that will allow you to take a creature. Involuntary employment. Like, see, that could actually win us a game there. So let's think about that. We could play this involuntary employment. Creates a token. Let's just roll with that. See what happens. Refresh the lands. Okay, so we got 8 mountains and 8 swamps too, so it should be fairly even. But now we've got more defense, so that way we could just sit back on the Jaya. And we'll see if that works, but that is one way you decide how to edit your decks, make them playable or competitive. Think about what cards cause you to lose, what type of creatures that you have trouble with, and how you can get rid of those type of creatures in the most safe way possible. Because, yeah, there were cards I could put in my deck that say something like do 5 damage to a creature and things like that. But however, with that type of matchup that I was stuck in, I would have done well with that matchup. It'd be great if I had something to exile, so maybe I need to think about that, as well as like maybe I need to put something in that will allow me to exile a creature. Alright, so we got token there. And so yeah, a lot of the removal early game doesn't work against these type of black decks here. So we're just letting him do what he wants to do. It will be good to always have things that can handle large creatures. I'm gonna get this so we can do our scry. Jaya is coming up. Alright, and okay, we'll just go ahead and pay with the treasure to get the effect. And then, so this one will do 2. Did he get any creatures? He didn't. We'll go ahead and do the big spender, just because. We don't mind if he gets any effects here. And he ends up quitting for whatever reason. I guess he just didn't want me to block. I don't think he was in a bad situation at all. However, he just didn't want to play against that. Very weird. So let's just move it on. We're going to go to our next match. Alright. Well, let's see. So we got our Virus Beetle, which is going to be great. And they're playing an aggressive red deck. Perfect. Alright, we'll go Bloodfelt Case for turn 1 because that's a automatic tap. We can't control it. And from here, we're going to go ahead and just do this. We want to rush to turn 4 to get the Jaya out. And we got some defense here as well. If we need to do play with fire for some reason along with blocking a goblin, we'll have to do that. And they're playing Chandra Dressed to Kill. I've never played against that one before. But let's see what they're going to do. They're going to do a minus effect. So they're doing a +1. They're doing an extra piece of damage. And then they get a red mana. Alright, and so they're going to do that. Flame Blast Bolt, which is okay. We're gonna get rid of. We're just gonna go ahead and get rid of their creature on this turn. So let's do Forsaken Crossroads. We're just gonna say red. We don't need to scribe. We'll untap and go in. Alright, so yeah, he's doing damage. So look, he's got like a aggressive burn deck here, which is the reason it's all mono red. And okay, so he's got that. We're gonna go ahead and attack, and hopefully he blocks. Cool, because we're actually setting up something else here. And we'll put this down. Put that blocker down. Put the Virus Beetle to go ahead and get rid of whatever that last card is in his hand. Alright, so now he's not sitting in there with much. He really needed that enchantment. So the Virus Beetle was pretty clutch here. Now it's going to be beneficial if we could find a way to get rid of the Ogre Battle Driver, so we need to let him attack, actually. We use this effect. Alright, so we got plenty of blockers now. I actually could have gotten rid of the Ogre Driver, and I messed up. Yeah, I messed up there. It was a misplay. But however, he still can't get like a super good attack here. But yeah, I totally misplayed, so I kind of deserve to lose that match here from that mistake I made. Let's see, we'll take the Virus Beetle, go here, and go here. Alright, so we'll just do all blockers, unfortunately. Because I made a mistake. So he's gonna be left with his Ogre Driver. And I'm gonna go ahead and minus effect here. Play the Magician. And get another creature here. And so from here, play that. And now we hope that he doesn't top deck a creature, which he doesn't. And he's going to get rid of his Ogre Driver, which is really bad for him. He really needs that Ogre Driver.
You're not putting me in the ground.
And we'll go ahead and set up another blocker. Do Grave Lighter. Sacrifice a creature. Cool. And then we're not going to use that land because we're going to need that to get a creature back. So we're somehow staying ahead of the aggro here. And we'll go ahead and use this effect. Alright, so it's a Virus Beetle, Big Spender, Exhibition, Magician. We'll go ahead and get this one. Put this down. Put that down. Alright. So we got some defense set up now. Got defense set up. And he's got haste, so yeah, he's gonna go ahead and attack. We'll just stay in control of the board here since he's storing away all his creatures. We'll let him continue to do that for as long as he wants to. We'll go play with fire and just burn, scry. Alright. So, boom, boom. He's probably going to play another creature that has haste. Okay, so he's got the enchantment. Insect Beetle, or Virus Beetle, we don't need that anymore. So, go ahead with that. We'll just keep pushing in. Play with fire. Cut down. We'll take it. We'll take it. And then we'll push in. So it looks like we're going to get game here because he can't stop the Graveblighter from attacking more than likely. Not with just one card. So yeah, he gets a blocker up, but it's not good enough. And we get that. We cut down, and then we go in for game. So that was cool. We got that red deck out of the way. He just red, you know, if it runs out of steam, you stop any of their plays. A lot of times they can't just top deck stuff to come back. Usually they gotta empty their hand, and then by the time they empty their hand, they should be at the game-winning play or turn. And we just had them in top deck land, and getting red to a top deck situation doesn't really work that well for them. So now we got another Jaya player here. Yeah, definitely I would not play this deck in ranked. I'll probably get, actually you never know, like it seems like I would probably get owned. I mean, I got a lot of control here. I don't have a lot of damage, I would say. Not a lot of like burst surprise plays, powerful plays. It's more of just a stabilize, keep the field under control type of gameplay style here. However, like stuff with Gravelighter and Hero's Downfall, those are really good cards. Even to play with Fire is a really good card. The Big Spender is a questionable, but hey, in the last game, it seemed to work out okay because obviously I was able to rush in for 2 damage plenty of times because I had that card. Now, they're going first. Tap land, gain lives. They're playing red and green. So this is going to be possibly just an aggressive creature deck here. Oh, and they got blue too. Uh-oh. So they're going for some crazy stuff here. Well, let's see if we can handle it. It looks like they got to play with fire or something similar as well. Alright, we'll get the beetle just because that'll help control their hand. They do have something that could be played. I'm assuming they actually have something just like play with fire in their hand. I couldn't imagine they could have a green card that lets you conjure other green cards. That is a possibility. So make them discard because they already started off seemingly like with a bad hand. He has that one land, the Takenuma. Takenuma is a good card though if you really need it. You're in a bind. Alright, and let's see. We really need a land next turn. If we don't get a land next turn, we're in big trouble. Let's see if they play a creature though, because if they play a creature, we can run out the Big Spender, and then Big Spender will possibly set us up to get a mana, and we'll be in good standing. However, it looks like they've got a control deck instead, so they really just need to set up their lands right now. The cut downs may not work against that, but we do have Gravelighter and Hero's Downfall, just like we planned, so that way we'll be able to deal with whatever they play. Like Gravelighter is good if you're playing against a control deck that may be playing like one big creature at a time. Gravelighter is going to be really good against that because now you make them sacrifice the creature. You don't have to target it or anything like that. It can be perfect in some situations, and that's one thing that you'll find. Oh, he's playing, so he is playing big creatures. I mean, he's playing Monster Manual. That means he's playing big creatures, so the Gravelighter can come in handy here. Alright, we need that land. That is perfect. Now he's gonna go ahead and drop. He's playing very slow though. The Monster Manual should be on the field by now, and he won't be able to tap it yet, so he's got another turn of waiting. So very interesting. And I wonder what big creature he's gonna put down. Oh, he's playing the dragon deck. Okay. Interesting that he has both the dragon and the... Okay. So what we'll do is we want to be able to target this, because what if he plays a creature we can't target next turn? See, he's got this here for hexproof. That's what I'm assuming. This is like a hexproof land. Good. So like I said, we got to be careful because now he's going to play something large and we need to Gravelighter it. But I knew he had the hexproof land. Alright, so now we're in a situation that is tricky. we can't do anything about this because cut down doesn't handle this. So maybe we have to decide if we could take cut down out or if we need something else inside the deck. The Gravelighter is good. He did what he was supposed to do. He got us to waste the Hero's Downfall to get a safe landing for the Miralum. But I think we're going to lose here. There's nothing else we could really do. We got the Exhibition Magician, creates a treasure token. That doesn't do much. Now he plays another dragon this turn, and things will start to get out of hand because I only had one turn to really disrupt things. Ew, well that's disgusting. To, you know, copy a Barbarian, that's not really that great of a card. And I can get rid of those with cut downs, but now it does not matter as much. The Gravelighter missed his opportunity to do what it needed to do. So he's got a dragon here. Don't see anyone ever play the Moonveil Regent. Okay, so he plays Moonveil. And then you get the copy. So yeah, we lost on that one. Nothing we could do about that. We couldn't play it out the perfect way just so that way we could get the sacrifice. That's another thing. When you play Magic, you can't get mad at your losses. Not all the time it's because your deck is bad. Sometimes you're just going to get bad matchups, or you just get stuck in very sticky situations that there probably is nothing you're going to do. However, since we are playing a budget deck, the chances that you get stuck in sticky situations is also higher, obviously, because you are playing with cards that are technically not as good as some of the better cards you could be playing. So, wasn't playing more of a budget style, I'd have more options that I could use in order to combat some of what's going on here. But let's see. Rabbit battery, boom. Okay, we'll just cut it down. Then we'll get him to discard. Maybe the I feel like the big spender is not as lucrative. It doesn't provide as much value as I would like it to. Okay, so he's playing goblins, goblin equipment. No, he's just playing. Have no idea. Anyway, we'll run out the big spender. Push with big spender. Will he give me the token? No, he won't. I have this to gain control of a creature. That could be a game ender. Hopefully it will be. Yeah, and he's gonna buff that up for me, which is good. Alright, great. And that's a dwarf. Okay. So we got two Jayas here. This is fine. We're gonna go ahead and now it's just aggression versus aggression here. He's going to definitely push in to kill the Jaya. Hopefully he keeps my token, but it seems like he's playing just a lot of burn spells. Yeah, so he's gonna go in big with that. Alright. That's fine with me. We'll just go ahead and put that out, and we'll leave it at that. And now we'll see what other cards he has. He could probably only play one card per turn with this deck style he has. I guess this is someone from Asia as well. Let's see if he can play two cards. If he plays two cards, it's going to be a good buff for me. However, I'm going to let him attack the Jaya. I don't have a reason to defend it, even though I know he probably thinks I want to defend the Jaya. But there is no reason to actually defend it. He did good by getting rid of the Prowess versus getting rid of the Kalane. And let's see. You can cast exiling 4 of the cards rather than paying his mana costs. So yeah, he's got 4 of the cards in the graveyard. Right now, if I block, I don't know what he's doing. But yeah, he should just go ahead and attack. Oh, there's nothing to really think about right there. So yeah, he'll get rid of the Jaya. I'll go ahead and place the other
Let
the
me
other
catch
Jaya
one.
out there.
You know what's happened to all my enemies? They're toast.
Go
Go
ahead
on,
and push in for just a
impress
little
me.
bit of damage. Don't know if I can steal this game away from him. He's got haste, and that's fine. Let's see if he's going to attack with both creatures, which is good. Okay. He's attacking with both creatures, and now I'm wondering if I could
I'll be
somehow,
fine.
you know, alright, so he gets his creature back. Doesn't do much, so as you can see, no, that didn't work out for us either. Yeah, playing with a budget deck is pretty tough. You know, could we go a different route with it? Possibly, but it really just seems like the deck struggles. The deck struggles, yeah, black and red. So we'll go ahead and quit on that one. We'll take one more look at the deck here and see what else we could do with the black and red style, because first thing I do not like is that some of the cards aren't doing anything. Like Big Spender is not really giving me tokens, so we probably want to remove this. We probably want to remove this. The Exhibition Magician, probably want to remove that. So Virus Beetle and Colleen, I feel like those are great. Gravelighter, um, let's take those out for a second. Gravelighter, Hero's Downfall. I feel like those are good cards. I feel like those are great cards. Let's see what else we could put in here, though. So we're on this. We need some more 5s, 6s, and 7s. So we got three Jaya. We're always looking at our averages, 2 drops. Let's see if we can get some 5s and then a 6. Let's see what else we can get in here. So for a good 5, we got Egger's Awakening. Whenever Drider deals combat damage, whenever more creatures die, that only triggers once per turn. Let's think of something that actually goes along. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, sees the Storm Creator, Elemental, this creature's number of instant sorcery cards in your graveyard. Interesting. And it has flashback. We do have some instants and sorceries. So that's a 5 whenever this creature attacks. How does that go with Jaya, though? Let's see. Anything that goes with Jaya. So say Jaya turn 4. You play it, you put a creature out. So now we need a spell. That's what we really need. Turn 5, we need a spell. Not really a creature at this point. Return target creature from graveyard to the battlefield. Search your library for a card and put it into your hand. It's not that powerful for this deck. So all of these are return target creatures. Casualty 3. Interesting. So maybe you could search for a 6. Which could be Inescapable Blaze, you know? Maybe. Yeah, I would say, let's think of it that way. It combos. So you could sacrifice, get an Inescapable Blaze. Anything else cool like that? Let's see. Because I mean, all we could do is make another one. This Illicit Shipment. Let's just make another one. Inescapable Blaze. Now we're wondering, is there any way to get Inescapable Blaze back? Or or any other planeswalkers that we could use. For a 4-drop, let's see, when another creature enters the battlefield. We could just try to keep the rest left up to removal spells. Like, let's see if we have something that does an exile effect. No, nothing there. But anything that exiles a creature. Yeah, we could do that. I think that's cool. Bleed dry. Just exile a big creature. Because it seemed like we kind of struggled with large creatures. Therefore, we could also jam in a few more 5s and 6s based on what we got left here. And we could possibly even go up to a 7+er. So, let's see. We could put in some more 5s. Let's see if we have any other 5s that fit. I'm really just a fan of going ahead and adding some more elicits. Let's see. Let's say we add 2 more illicit shipments. We'll just see. Okay, we say we add 2 more illicit shipments. And what if we do 2 more escapable blaze? So that looks pretty cool. We got us the end game. Basically trying to end with any escapable blazes. Raises our power level of the deck a little bit more. What else could we do here? I feel like we have 3 Gravelighters and 3 Heroes Downfall, so we might as well finish the 3 drops with that. Finish the 3 drops with that. So it looks like that by the time we finish it. And I feel like there's no way we could lose now, right? So these are tons of commons and a lot of uncommons. A lot of uncommons because we need those to help us. We are struggling right now. However, Jaya Exile, we're back in the game. Let's go ahead and try this out. There's no way possible that we're gonna lose this time. No way possible. I'm calling it. Don't forget to support as well. Support the channel, please. You got the Cashapp at the top. Please support it if you're liking the video, you like the content, you want me to try to build a deck with some of the cards that you have. Just let me know down in the comments below. Also, don't forget to put a thumbs up on the video. So this is a good start. We got Virus Beetle into Gravelighter. Virus Beetle into Gravelighter to start. So we got some control. And of course, they're going to give us the illicit shipments because we just put them in our deck. You'll notice that a lot when you make changes to your deck, they will jam your hand full of those new cards you just put into your deck, and they are going to be ramping up on us. Let's go ahead and get rid of their cards. This is really good here. They're dropping cards out of their hand, and we're gonna so we got rid of the Jura. That's unfortunate. Now hopefully he cannot put out something large on a 4, but we do have the Gravelighter to get rid of that, and we'll sacrifice our Virus Beetle, and then we'll be able to go directly into Jaya on the next turn. Jewel Thief, so he's creating a token, so he's still gonna get that ramp. Alright, so boom. Both sacrifice, and now he's got 2 creatures on the field because I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to play something here. This can get pretty dangerous. Casualty 3. So if you play Casualty 3 or greater, when you do copy spell, if it has any target, you may choose new targets for the copy. Okay, so he's returning the Jewel Thief. Very interesting. And we're going to go ahead and get Jaya. This is going to be tricky here. We're just going to go ahead in for damage because we know that we're trying to get into the escapable blaze. So we just need to go ahead and try to knock down as much life as possible at this point. Stop trying to... We're not going to try to value kill that likeness. We got to understand that that is probably not going to happen. And let him attack, and we're just going to try to keep attacking through him. Now, cannot get rid of the Jewel Thief with the cut down. However, we can get rid of the Psycho. Unless he connives. He is going to connive. Now Psycho is out of range. Ooh, he pickpocketed me. And then Okay,
You lack sizzle.
interesting. All
Tell
right.
them everything they know.
Grave Lighter, we'll take another one of those. Alright, so it would be great if we had a way to cut down something here. We don't. So we'll go ahead and let them attack. Yeah, go ahead and let him attack that.
Can't snuff me out.
And he's gonna put down his Jewel Thief again. The Grave Lighter, maybe not. At this point, I don't know what the Grave Lighter is gonna do. He's got reach now, so that's a big issue. The fact that he has reach. And we don't have the Black Land. That messes us up. So we're gonna actually have to quit. So look, I thought we had all the answers. Somehow the land didn't work out right, and they're still able to get over some stuff. So even though I talked about putting the cut down in the deck, maybe, okay, as we can see, cut down is not helping us. So we're gonna have to think about cut down now. What else do we have here that could help us? So we got stuff like Mind Spike. That gets rid of non-creature, non-lands. Let's see, what about Cleave from the Dread Feud? So this could help us get rid of non-land cards, period. Mana value 2 or less. Let's see. This might be a little bit better, the Dread Feud. This one, I don't like what it does, but this one might be a little bit better than Mind Spike. Let's see, because Mind Spike, non-creatures. This person had creatures against us. And there were creatures we couldn't get rid of. So maybe we'd have to try getting rid of them beforehand. No pun intended. Alright, so we'll try Dread Fugue instead. Because at least we could probably swipe them out of the hand so he doesn't keep putting them on the field. And we get a little insight onto what he can do. And we're going to try this out. So some decks take a lot of tweaking until you find out what really works, what really synergizes, the perfect type of defense that you need to play for your deck. The illicit shipments, we got close to where we could actually make it work, but we really couldn't survive. Even with the beginning, we had a good start. Really had a good start. So here is decent as well. White is usually going to play a 2/2. Oh, they've got money emojis. Are they going to cancel stuff? Oh, they like their countering stuff. Alright, we'll take the Dread Feud. Go ahead and have you Virus Beetled. Seems like this is going to be a very interesting blue and white control deck. They're playing uncommon cards here. We'll let that rock. There's no reason that we need to do anything there. And we'll go ahead and make them play their card. Cool. Alright, so we'll just get rid of this. We don't want the arcane to go off at all. Go ahead and do the 1 damage. So yeah, they're able to play that next. Yeah, that sucks right there. That really sucks. Wow. Alright. So all we could do here is just go ahead and get rid of that card. We're in a bad spot now because they're going to spam some creatures. And we don't have anything that we could really do about that. Yeah, we don't have anything we could do about that one. So he's gonna put out more creatures here. He probably played a 5. He's gaining life and scrying 2. Very interesting. Is he going to attack with the 1s? No, he's not. Alright. It was interesting. Casualty 3. Can't even pay it. That's interesting. Alright. And we'll wait. So it looks like we're kind of stuck once again. I don't get it. We're getting stuck no matter which type of deck that we play against. That's how you could tell maybe your deck isn't good. Maybe your deck isn't good when you lose against so many different deck types. Alright, just go ahead and let them hit us. You don't always need to block every attack that comes in. Sometimes you need to strategically keep your creatures on the field. Decide what you want to do with them. Oh, return to the battlefield. That's cool. Whenever you cast your second spell. And so that's a very good combo there. Alright. So we are pretty much stuck there. You can't counter that, so don't worry about it. And we lose that one. So this is a struggle deck, man. This is a struggle. I've used a lot of good fundamentals that come in when it goes to like building decks, but you know, sometimes just those budget decks can't compete against certain strategies. Like if someone builds up a really good strategy, it's gonna be hard to budget your way out of them. That's the reason why sometimes in competitive Magic, people aren't winning with budget decks. However, we're gonna struggle our way through this. This is deck has definitely a bad win rate. I think it's all losses almost. I'd have to look at the stats on untap.gg after this. But we're trying. These cards are not really bad. It's just we're really not getting any lucky breaks here against our matchups. So definitely don't want to take this in the rank, but it's so weird because I feel like if we took this in the rank, there'd be a chance that we'd probably win a match somehow. You know? And so you know what we might as well do? I mean, I'm at platinum, but I'm at the very bottom level of platinum. We're probably just gonna go ahead and try it just to see. Alright, so our Jaya came out like we wanted it to on turn 3. That's cool. Let's see what else we got here. Alright, so they're starting off very slow against me. It's possible they could play a 3-drop that does 5 damage and gets rid of the Jaya. But they've got that instead. We're gonna go ahead and just keep tapping ahead. Boom. And we'll go ahead and do this. We've got the Hero's Downfall to protect us against anything that's actually dangerous. We'll let those goblins attack because my creatures have prowess. And we could actually play with fire to buff those up. So that's the importance of... Okay, perfect. So now if he wants to attack, we'll block and then we'll Hero's Downfall. It's a really nasty combo setup with the prowess creatures here. So he loses like everything here. So he will probably quit. He'll probably quit in this situation because it's a real bad situation for him. He loses everything. I really don't lose anything for one card. Yeah, so burn, prowess, and then we got Virus Beetle for control. So this is how the deck's supposed to play. Granted, we're playing against a mono red deck that isn't really... They're playing a budget deck, so I guess we can beat other budget decks. You know, we can beat other budget decks, but that's about it. I mean, which is a good thing. Beating other budget decks is a great thing. We're at 7. That's pretty cool. Alright, so he's waiting. Granted, I know that's going to use up my prowess, but it's alright. The next turn, we're probably going to go for this illicit shipment, so we can go ahead and start building for game. And of course he has some type of burn spell or something here. So at least we know we can beat other budget decks. Okay, so what about that? We could do that. We could go here. Do that.
A blast to the noggin gets results.
So we'll just play it safer. That way we can end, hopefully, on a high note when we finish on our next turn. They probably should quit. Yeah, because they weren't really working with any resources at that point. So don't really know what they were planning to be able to do. So that's good. We'll go ahead and we'll take that that one win that we got. Hey, let's go ahead and just play a little risky. Let's see what happens. If we go into Alchemy rank with this Jaya Exile, it's not even really an Exile deck anymore. It's just a control deck with the win condition of just burning for game. You got Play with Fires, you got Inescapable Blaze. So we got 3 black lands and we've got cards to at least play. So we'll take that. Granted, it would be perfect if we somehow could get a red land. The opponent goes first, so the opportunity to draw a red land is a little bit higher now that we can go first. It says that we have a 40% chance to draw a red land, and we really need to get rid of that card. So it would have been perfect if I could have drawn a land, because now they are going to get the double team effect, and that's going to put us in some trouble here. You don't want this card to get double team off, because now you got that. Now you have this to deal with. However, jeez. Do you really want to do anything about this? Yes, we do have to do something. We have to get rid of this one. Next turn, we're going to be forced to probably just Hero's Downfall the Tiefling. We'll see. They're probably going to have dangerous stuff now. They're kind of getting ahead. Choose a creature Planeswalker. They're going to get rid of the Planeswalker, obviously. That's okay here. We're going to go ahead and discard their card since they don't have any problems on the field. We want to try to get rid of their hand, and then if they play a problem on the field, we've got the Hero's Downfall. So let's see. Devilish Valet, that's fine. We know that we're going to be able to get rid of that. Let them hit. Okay. We got this. That. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Devilish Valet. And hopefully they only have one card they can play next turn. If they only have one card they can play next turn, then our Virus Beetle is going to hit hard. Play a land and play a card, please. That's what we'd like to see. Okay, so he only played one card and does have any land. Okay, it's not as good as we wanted it to be, but boom. Drop something. Alright, we're gonna save the land in our hand, so that way he has to guess if we even have a useful card in our hand. Okay. So we'll grab our Inescapable. Actually, we'll go ahead and grab Jaya, obviously. Obviously, just grab Jaya. So that way we can get our value going. I'm just going to go ahead and block because he's probably going to buff the creature. Or he's going to get rid of mine. Yeah. And I had to leave that up there for a block, so he'd want to clear it out of the way. Alright, cool. We gain a life here. And let the Jaya take damage. This is going to be bad, possibly. What does this do? Okay, he uses it to cast instants of sorceries. Maybe he has high cost instants of sorceries. Combat damage. So we can let it hit the Planeswalker. We don't want it to do combat damage against us. 2. If we had 2 creatures to attack with, we would have done that.
Eyes open. Stay alert.
Okay, he's gonna get rid of the tiefling, obviously. Alright, and he could attack directly just to get the Grim Hirelings effect. I don't know why he would want the Grim Hirelings effect over... Ooh. Yeah, that blitz. We'll go ahead and block the blitz because we want to keep the Jaya on the field. Let's see if he attacks with everything, though. It would be smart of him to do so. We're going to get rid of the Grim Hireling for sure, though. Let the Jaya die. You know, what can you do? What can you do there? He'll get to draw a card. Oh, you can create 2 treasure tokens from that.
Just let me catch my breath.
Very interesting. Alright, so we're down right now. We're down bad. That is the theme of this deck, though. Just being down bad all the time. Sucks. But once again, this is not really like a deck I would make because I would say I don't make budget decks. I've been playing for a very long time, so I have enough really good cards to play. And he's not budgeting on me at all. He's going in. He is going in. So what is... Alright, so this is a game, pretty much. We know that by now. Nothing to play there. And end. So we did okay. We did okay in the beginning. However, that was my run at trying this control deck. Not so much of a success. Maybe you would have success putting some other cards in it, but at least we tried. There were some other things we could do, but honestly, this is very solid. You have a lot of control in the beginning, controlling hand, controlling the board, scries. You got discards, you got ramp for your mana. You've got a lot of control here with the Hero's Downfall, the Bleed Drives. Somehow it just all didn't work out. We've got a great mana scale right there. So really can't tell you what else this needs besides some more valuable cards. However, maybe you see some things that could be done. You can let me know down in the comments below. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.